I have a wonderful guest this morning that I'm so excited to talk to. And the reason why is because she's once again somebody who is demonstrating that, quote, average people doing everyday things can do extraordinary things. Hannah, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, you
I'm
don't even
good. How are you?
sound Norwegian. We were just talking, and I hadn't heard you talk yet. But you don't. You're half Norwegian, or just spend half your time in Norway, or both.
I'm half Norwegian.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess both too, but half
nice,
Norwegian, half American. Yeah.
nice. I guess I would have expected an accent. Do people in Norway sound the same, or is there's a what languages do you guys speak out there?
We speak Norwegian.
You speak
And
Norwegian. I
then,
thought so.
yeah, and my mom speaks, she's American, so I speak like this to her. So
Okay,
it just
gotcha.
never went away.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
It must be cool to show up and be American and then show up and be Norwegian in Norway, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a lot funner to be Norwegian here because you can kind of hide the language a little bit, which is fun.
What got you what do you do in your real life and what got you
Mhm.
into legendary?
Well, right now
I said your
I have a
real
part.
life. Like
Yeah, real life.
what else do you do outside of legendary, I guess is the better way to say it.
Yeah. I have a part-time job at a grocery store, and then I do a little bit of music on the side, and
Oh.
that's kind of what I do.
So how's it going for you here with this with these skills and business models that we're teaching you and that you're on the show because you're implementing them and doing well. How's that been like for you to do something out well, even the title of the show is Think Outside the Box, and we'll talk about creating content and marketing that's outside of the box. But how does it feel to
Mhm.
be doing something? I mean, this is a long way away from the grocery store.
Yes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. It feels it's really fun. I'm having a good time.
Mhm.
Because I was a little shy at first, and I didn't know if I really want to put my face on TikTok because there's a lot of mean people out there. And
Mhm.
then, and it took me a while to really get in the groove of it, and I just started having fun, and I think that's where my skill sets that I learned from you just kind of kicked in even more because it just gave me the confidence to just go all in.
Mm, mm. Well, that is really the key to this, right? Is once you don't really gain the confidence from learning the information, you gain the confidence from having the information, and then you learn it by actually doing it. That's where the real learning comes in, and I think that's not nice that you said that. It highlights that aspect of where the real magic happens. So, what was that like for you to transition? You went through the challenge, you invested in your education and bought the blueprints, and then it was game time. What was that like for you to
Yeah.
actually start implementing the stuff that you're learning and
I
going
was
on camera,
nervous.
for example, going on camera, doing
Yeah.
putting yourself out there?
Yeah, I was really nervous and I didn't really know, like, I knew where to start, but then I didn't, if that makes sense. Um, because I had the skill sets and I, learned all this stuff, but I was still kind of overwhelmed in a way. So I was really nervous, and then I kind of just went online and just looked at all these different affiliates profiles and just kind of looked
With a
at
new
what they're
set of
doing.
eyes,
And
right? With a new set
yes,
of eyes.
yes, and
Yeah.
just kind of looked at what was working for them and what was not, and just kind of tried to implement some of that into my own content.
Yeah. Yeah, when I say
Mhm.
through a different set of eyes, what I mean by that is a lot of us are out there looking at people on the internet before we come to legendary, and we don't see anything. We just see content to get entertained by. That's what we
Yes.
see. We just see an app to waste time on. That's what we see. It's a place for us to escape for a moment. That's what it
Mhm.
is for us. And then once you go through our training, you can go back to that same app and you just see money everywhere. You just see opportunity everywhere. You're like,
That's
wow,
true.
that's why they're doing what they're doing. Oh, that's what she's doing over here. Was there a little bit of
Yeah.
that going on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you start to understand a lot more, not even just about, like, affiliate marketing, but just, like, how why influencers do what they do, or just, like, everybody who makes money online in some sort of way, you, like, understand it on a different level.
cool. So I'm going to put your TikTok handle up for people to be able to connect with you and follow you and learn from you. Talk to us a little bit about some of the things that you've learned, tips that you have about creating content that's kind of outside of the box, that I interpret that or assume what you mean is that doesn't look like everybody else's. But what say you in your own words? What 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 is thinking out the box getting you away from? Give us that context as well, and tell us
Mhm.
of the maybe pitfalls that you see new marketers falling into and why you moved, so we have a little of the backstory.
Yeah, sure.
Or how you evolved. I
I
would say evolved is a better way than a better word than moved. You evolved your content, I would assume, and that's the kind of context or backstory that I think is also important.
yeah. Um, I learned quickly that copy and paste really just didn't work, and um it's a way of doing it, but if you like make it your own and like take ideas from people, that's fine. But as long as you like twist them and kind of make them your own, whether that's writing different captions or having, different text in your videos or doing something different like on camera while you're videoing yourself. That's just something that's a little bit more different and that people might catch their eye on because it's like if you see the same thing, scrolling down, people saying the exact same thing, that's boring, number one, but then that's kind of like, well, this is kind of staged or this doesn't seem real, or people can kind of get these negative vibes from that. And I really experienced that, so that's how I kind of just was trying to get out of the box a little bit and kind of think for myself what might work for me and what might catch people's eye.
Mm. So you were getting the negative feedback. You were getting people kind of saying you felt like maybe you were beginning to get a little bit of hate and a little in it, but it wasn't just, it was kind of about the content itself. Like, I've seen this or whatever. You were beginning to feel like your audience was picking up on the kind of
Mm-hmm.
that they'd seen that video a few times before, that you weren't the first one who was introducing, and you're kind of sitting there saying, okay, like, it's now time. I'm comfortable. I've done videos on camera now. I've gotten the hang of it. Now it's time for me to kind of to make my own mark, right? Or
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
or at least make a unique twist on something so it really truly doesn't sound the same as other people's. And so what were some
Yes.
of the little things that you began to do, and how did you begin to be able to come up with original ideas, or at least you know, alter some of the ideas that you have and make them more your own?
Yeah. I still definitely like look at um other people's videos and kind of take some inspiration from it, but mainly right now I go look at sounds because if I look at sounds and listen to them, I kind of can get my own little ideas in my head. And it's like if somebody has done kind of something like that before, that's fine, but I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Because then
Yeah.
it's something I'm making from scratch for myself. And it feels good and it's also really fun
Okay.
to sit there and kind of figure out some ideas just from the sounds you're finding.
Okay, that's interesting. So you're starting with
Yeah.
sounds. You're starting with
Yeah.
sounds, and then you're going from there. You're looking at how you can fit in maybe a point at the screen and do your own kind of, I mean, a lot of the point and text on screen style videos are great, and you can actually really personalize those by even using just little video clips of yourself
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
putting text on it like that. But what you're saying is you find the audio first and then go from there.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Yeah. And it helps that like I am a very musical person. So for me that helps me a lot, but I can like find a trending sound and then find a couple keywords in that song and then kind of be like, "Oh, okay, I can do this." Or yeah.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
makes it fun.
I want, well, there you go, and making it fun is important. I mean, one of the things that I know is that if something's not fun, I'm not gonna follow through. No fun, no follow through, you know? So I've gotta find
Yeah.
a way. I've gotta find a way to get some enjoyment out of this, and I love that. So I wonder how many of you who are listening would love music or consider yourself musically inclined, and instead of, or just, an ear for music, and instead of looking at the audio as kind of like a confusing element or something that's instead start there and see if you can feel the vibe, you can feel the music. And it's almost like creating your content more from, you know, your it's almost like now you're connected to the content more because you're feeling the vibe. You gotta, and to me, I really can relate to this because I love music and I've got a Sonos system at both, you know, my office house, my regular house. Probably right after this, I'll hit my Sonos, turn it way up, and just vibe
Yeah.
for a few minutes, you know. And so I really kind of, so you're also picking out specific keywords sometimes from the lyrics and trying to
Yeah.
use that as a starting point or as a focus for the video. Could you say more about that?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a specific example right now, but it's just like there was this one trend that went around, um and it was just kind of like an it was just a funny little thing, but I think the words were just kind of like "uh-oh" or something like that. And I
Mm,
just grabbed that and then I was like, "Okay, what can I make with that?" And then I made probably 5 videos just with that sound.
yeah. Wow.
So it's yeah.
That I love that, you know, and this also reminds me that content can be simple nowadays. It really can be simple. It
Yes.
needs to be simple. And I'm thinking about back in my day when I first got started, you know, but seriously, nothing seemed simple. Everything had to be long form. Memes didn't exist. So there wasn't like that kind of quick little, like, you know, people want things in bite-sized pieces now and they're okay with that.
Yeah.
They want them in bite-sized pieces. Um and knowing that people go to these platforms for entertainment and we're just going to slide a little edutainment on them, you know, just
Yeah.
educate them a little bit, you know, because an educated person will buy more. um, you're
Mhm.
just kind of saying, hey, how can I vibe with these people and then make it really simple? If I'm talking about something that's already a lyric in the song, it's even easier to
Mm.
understand.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
that's important for people when they're scrolling. You don't want to have to make them think too hard.
No. That's true.
So what
The
else?
attention span on TikTok, I feel like, is very little.
Oh my God, some of these comments are hilarious. These spam comments. Dr. Arasa is real and suffering from herpes virus. Come on, clever nah. Get off of our thing and stop spamming our live with this crap. All right. So what else? I'm serious. Some of the things that people put in the comments, the spam, either bots or these people are getting paid to do this. It's kind of like those comments where they're
Yeah.
like, "I worked with Christy for 2 weeks and made $50,000 in crypto. Hit her up on WhatsApp
Yeah.
on this number." It's like,
I know.
am I stupid?
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on.
I
Um,
had a lot of those on my TikTok page for a while.
the crypto. I met this person and she changed my life. Here's her WhatsApp number or whatever. It's
Yes.
like, yeah, no.
Yeah. No thanks.
So what else? What else? Well, it's the new, Nigerian email scam. Is really kind of what it
Mm,
is. I've got a
pretty much.
uncle that's a Nigerian king, and I gotta, he's got 50 million for me, but I need you to wire me 20,000 so I can get the.
Right.
It's like, okay. But
Yeah.
how a marketing campaign works? You want to know? Do you know how? You can always tell if marketing's working if they keep doing
If
it.
you're well, yeah. There you go. It's as simple as that. There you go.
If they keep doing it, so in that email scam has been going on for a long time, and so is these other scams. So what my point is that people are engaging in sending money,
Mhm.
which just is like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Crazy.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
some of us complain about, well, I did this or I did that or I started a business and it's not working out yet or something on the internet. It's like,
Yeah.
if somebody just sent $20,000 to a Nigerian email scam, just chill. You got it pretty good today, person.
Yeah.
So what are some of your favorite things about this? I mean, you say that you're also still part-time working in a grocery store, which is like super inspiring to me because
Mhm.
I can relate to that. I was still working construction when I started this under my father. So
Mhm.
I mean, some would call that not even like a real job, you know what I mean? Because it was like a family job. And so what is different? Like what you must feel like you have 2 different lives or something. And what is your next step? Like where are you going? Not where do you see yourself going? Like where is this business taking you right now? And what are your next
Yeah.
steps with your life now because of this?
I'm just gonna keep growing. Honestly, that's my goal, and to eventually be able to do this full time is my goal. Um, and something I really want to do and am going to do eventually. Um, I think it's felt like two different lives, and at some points it's been hard to uh do them both and like make time for them both and not be totally feel like I'm totally worn out
Yeah.
and overwhelmed. But I got into a really nice routine that really helped me. I would make like 20 videos in one day, and then that would like keep me for like a week. And then in another week, I would make another 20 videos, and I would just kind of do it like that.
Mhm.
Um, so that made it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm planning on trying to do this full time
Nice.
because I really like it, and it's nice to be able to have your own schedule and do what you want to do in life and not be uh, placed in one place and have to stay there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I see some comments. I want to just address them real quick. Some people are saying, "Hey, so what do you do here? Just make money, just make videos that promote affiliate marketing." No, no, you don't. These are skills. We actually teach 4 core business models here at Legendary: courses, coaching, and events. Or you can do affiliate marketing. These are 4 ways that you can sell information. And the reason why selling information is just better, well, because of what we just went through when you saw supply chains and everything else. And that was a great example of why selling digital products, similar to why software is a great business, because you don't have
Yeah,
to warehouse it. You don't have to manufacture it. It doesn't require, it requires human beings to sit there and code. And it's a sweat equity type thing. It doesn't require, besides the energy that the computers use, but it doesn't require tons of tons of brick and mortar resources, warehouses and things of that nature. Even software can be built from people working virtually. So when we're so okay, I don't do software because I'm not a coder and I don't want to learn coding. I just want to learn some simple marketing strategies and a couple of different business models that I can, combine with those business models that can help me to work from home and just kind of, I can scale it up as big as a company like Legendary because we eat our own cooking. We're not sitting here saying, hey, drop shipping is the business to do while we make all our money selling courses and coaching and events, right? We're telling you that even our business, Legendary Marketer, sells courses, coaching, and events because that's what I've personally sold for over 10 years and have had no interruptions in my income or business. And it's only grown year after year. And events, whether it be recessions, natural pandemics, natural disasters, like type of things, it never interferes with the business because it's virtual. There's nothing that needs to travel from person to person. And nowadays, the events have even morphed into hybrid events to where you can just do live events on Zoom and not even have people travel to you, although we still do live masterminds. So I wanted to just address that question because a lot of people like you, Hannah, come in, you worked in a grocery store, you didn't have
yeah,
a previous expertise or whatever. So many of our students just begin to kind of promote products in the online marketing space and the affiliate marketing space and the make money online space because that's what they were introduced to. That's what they know. That's what they were looking for. So it's easy for them to transition. And then sometimes they go off and they realize, oh, I have this expertise in forex or cryptocurrency or mental health or I mean, there is a wide array of different professions and expertise in our community. And so after a little while of working in a niche like the make money online niche or some other niche that you start in, you might transition over to a different niche once you've developed those skills and confidence. But please understand, 346 people who are listening live right now, and the other thousands that will listen to this maybe through a podcast or whatever, these are skills and business models that you can fit into any niche and really sell any product. And even the skills can be applied to some of you all's brick and mortar businesses and jobs or existing jobs, to where your marketing sucks or your business is not growing or you want to move up in your job. The skills themselves are 2023 and beyond skills. These are the skills that you need now to be able to continue to, if you want to tap into the kind of the gold rush that's happening on the internet right now with content creation and sort of regular people monetizing the internet, like regular people. Even yesterday we had, who did we have on yesterday? My boy, Tyler. He's talking about already starting to get paid from Facebook Reels. I mean, there's also just through doing these business models and by creating content, AKA doing marketing, you also begin to create multiple streams of income because YouTube, now Facebook are paying you depending on your view count. So you start to have videos that start to get high view counts and you start to get additional income streams coming in that way as well. And it just really kind of spawns from there. It really, the opportunity, eventually you have to decide what you're going to focus on. And because there's so much opportunity once you get into it, you see, oh my gosh, there's so many different things I could do on the internet. For me, I've just stuck with this simple business model, which is selling courses, coaching, and events, and doing affiliate marketing for the past decade. And I got a funny email. I want to show you this email the other day, Hannah. It's just, it's really embarrassing, actually. Hey, Weber, I got to show this to you. I mean, this is an example of what the hell I'm talking about. And I really have to follow up on this. I have to follow up on this today. So I'm glad that I'm bringing it up right now. But anyways, I'll share my screen here real quick. Chrome tab, Aweber. Okay. So can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've moved, let me expand it. We've moved to 100% digital payments via PayPal. You have a referral payment waiting to be paid out for $40,000, $40,119.23. However, your account is still set to check. And this is just an example. I haven't taken affiliate payout for Aweber for years, I guess. I've been promoting Aweber for a long time. I don't know how long it's been, actually, but just to get an email, that I've got $40,000 that I need to go and collect, is one of the funny things about this business. It's just,
yeah.
You start to develop income streams, and I've said this before, and this would be an example of kind of what I'm talking about. I've said this before, that once you start getting things going, it's difficult to kind of turn them off. You literally have to go and deactivate things and turn them off. Now, I want to give an income disclaimer and disclosure, since I just showed a large screenshot. That's not the average results, and you shouldn't expect that. I'm a professional that started, sure, exactly where you're at, but I've learned these skills, and that happened to be a silly little email that I got that I didn't even realize there was $40,000 sitting there that I needed to pull out. And seriously, I showed it to my wife. I think I showed it to Julie. I was like, look at this, and it's just a great example of how your streams of income can begin to pick up and multiply over the months and years.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What was it like for you the first time you had a commission notification, or what? I mean, did you have a little mini celebration?
Yeah, it was fun. It was really exciting because I didn't get my first commission until about a month after I started consistently posting. And you kind of get a little bit discouraged because you see a lot of people say, they get their first after a couple weeks or after a few days, and you're just like, what am I doing wrong? So when I finally got it, it was really, really fun. And I had a blast. Even though it wasn't much. It was it wasn't much at all, but it was something. And that really kept me going and really gave me the motivation to keep going. Because I was like, if I can do it once, I can do it again.
Absolutely.
Um, and I really learned why it took me a while too. Um, and I really, really just really learned in a good way that consistency is really key. It might take a while, but it really is true.
Mm, I agree. I agree. I want to show you something else because we talk about our first commission. I want to show you this here real quick. This is a folder. I've showed this before, but it's a folder of a lot of old photos. And somewhere in here, I take little photos along the way of different things that I've done, whether it was speaking or whatever. But the most important ones are some of these older photos of, me by my truck holding my first couple of commission checks, back
Yeah.
when I first started. That's a real important picture to me. This was a picture of my truck when I finally sold it to get the money to just keep my business going. There's my old phone number, 520-5400. Don't have that anymore, so don't call it. But there's me working construction. And I just pulled this out. I was talking to my mom the other day, and she was like talking about this guy, actually her pastor, her old pastor. This is me actually replacing a sewer line at his house with my dad. And, just getting those photos. This is me gifting my dad a house. Of course, you've probably seen me. This is me working in the first house that I lived in when I started the business. So, I show these to you because these photos are important to tell your story sometimes, for somebody to have that visual of you when you first got started, and really see, because your life is going to change if you stick with this. Your life is going to change for the better. That's the goal, right? Here's another one of my very, very first commission checks. Very first, if not the first, right there. Back in my day, they
That's
didn't
really
do this.
cool.
Back in my day, they didn't do this digital payment shit. You got a real check.
Had to wait for it in the mail.
You really did. You really did. So, this is one, you are a real inspiration and a real kind spirit, and I really, really wish the absolute best for you. What advice would you give to somebody who's brand new here, that's kind of on the fence?
I would say go for it because you don't have much to lose. And keep going. Don't give up. Just keep going. That really kept me going. Just keep going
Yeah,
because you will get there if you keep going.
yeah, absolutely. Well, golly, you're an inspiration, and I really hope I can follow up and have another episode with you. I love to keep talking to you and follow your journey, and of course help however I can.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Hannah, we'll take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Stay legendary, okay?
Thank you. You
All
too.
right, bye. All right, my friends, just another wonderful example and conversation with somebody who just continues to prove that anything's possible. And you can scroll through day after day on the show and listen to these stories from wonderful people. These are the people who are behind the comments that you ask inside of the Facebook group. These are the people, just real people. All of us are real, just people with all real lives, doing real stuff, working at grocery stores, walking dogs, being married, being dating, raising kids. I mean, hard stuff. And at the same time, doing something about it, not just, if you don't like it. There's a meme that I love, that you got the politician up there in front of the crowd, and he says, "Who wants change?" And then he's like, "Who wants to change?" You know, so want to change yourself as well if you want change, and be willing to do whatever it takes, and stay consistent with it. And you will thank yourself. All right. Be legendary, my friends. We'll see you back here for another episode tomorrow. Thanks again, Hannah. Go follow her at Make Money with Hannah and get out of here. We'll talk to you later. Peace.